Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show, and we have a packed video for you today. We have two new massive welcome bonuses on Marriott credit cards. We have the Discover It cashback categories for Q2 of 2024, another 10% bonus when transferring from Amex or Citi to a certain airline, and a new 5% bonus category on the Capital One Venture X. My name is Ben Hedges, aka the Credit Shufu, and on this channel I talk about credit cards, personal finance, and luxury travel, namely how you can get more value out of your spending and create some incredible experiences. If you like the sound of that, please subscribe, and this video is brought to you by Rocket Money, but more on that later. So, we have talked about the 5 free night offer on the Marriott Boundless card from Chase, but did you know there are now 2 more limited time high bonus offers on the Marriott Bevy card and the Marriott Brilliant card from Amex? 155,000 points and 185,000 points. Now, if you're new to all this, a credit card welcome offer is where the card company will give you a certain amount of points for spending a set amount of money in your first few months of card membership, like 100,000 points for spending $4,000 in your first 3 months. It's part of their marketing for their cards, but for us, it's a great way of getting a load of points quickly that we can then use for a luxury vacation. Like in the case of Marriott, you could stay at the Ritz-Carlton on Grand Cayman, for example. Did I mention I went to Grand Cayman? Old joke. If you're an OG viewer, you've heard that one before. You can get that hotel for 128,000 points a night. It's gone up significantly since I stayed there. I think it was 60,000 back then. But you could instead get the Marriott Grand Cayman, which is also a good resort, for 88,000 points per night. And remember those numbers, because we're going to use those when we look at the bonuses. So on the Marriott Bevy card, we have a limited time offer of 155,000 points after you spend $5,000 on purchases in your first 6 months. A lot of Amex cards do 6 months now instead of 3. So that is going to be $833 per month that you'd have to spend on the card if you do want to spread the spending out over the whole 6 months. You don't have to. You could do it in the first month if you had that level of spending. And that bonus would get you 1 night at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman with 27,000 points left over, or almost 2 nights at the Marriott Grand Cayman, and actually you'll accumulate some points from your spending anyway, and the card has 6x, 4x, and 2x bonus categories, so you would probably have enough points for 2 nights by the time you got the bonus. The Marriott Bevy card gives you Marriott Gold status, which between you and me isn't that useful, all right? You need to be platinum to get meaningful benefits, but it does also give you 15 elite night credits towards your next level of status. It gives you a free night award worth 50,000 points if you spend $15,000 on the card in a calendar year. The annual fee on the Bevy is $250, so in my 5-tier credit card ladder system, it fits into the upper end of tier 3. I used to call it tier 3.5, but there's so many cards that have raised their fees now that, yeah, $250, it's tier 3. And personally, I find this card a little bit difficult to figure out exactly who it's for. It's like an in-between card. It's not really mid-tier, it's not really high-tier. If you want to get it for the bonus, okay, or if you feel for some reason it's useful for you, cool, be my guest. But my advice is to either look at the lower level Boundless card or the higher level Brilliant card, which is aimed at the luxury end of the market, and that also has a great bonus right now. So let's check that one out. So the Brilliant card has a bonus for 185,000 points for spending $6,000 in 6 months, so $100,000 a month. What am I talking about? So $1,000 a month if you do need to spread it out over the entire 6 months. Since the card earns 2 points per dollar back on non-category spend, that would be another at least 12,000 points by the time you trigger the bonus, taking you to 197. But since there are some other bonus categories, I'm guessing that you're going to be roughly at 200,000 points or more when you trigger that bonus. Now that will get you more than 2 nights at the Marriott Grand Cayman Beach Resort and 1.5 nights at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman, or 2.5 nights at the W Hotel in Times Square, New York. Or if you're looking for a budget hotel, let's give you a really extreme example, 13 nights at this residence in South Brunswick, New Jersey. Now this card does have a higher annual fee of $650 per year, but it gives you an anniversary free night valued up to 85,000 points. That could get you a night at the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas or the Aria in Las Vegas, which are exactly 85,000 points per night. And yes, MGM properties are now showing up in the Marriott portal after the recent partnership was announced. announced between them. Not all of them are a good deal with points, but the Cosmo and the Aria were two of the better deals. Then from the card, you can also get a $100 property credit, Marriott Platinum Elite status, 25 Elite Night credits, global entry, and Priority Pass Select airport lounges. And Centurion lounges. No, I'm just kidding. You don't get Centurion lounges. But for those Marriott loyalists looking for a premium credit card, this could be a really good fit for you, especially if you want Platinum Elite status, because this card gives you that. And both of these offers, by the way, end on May 1st. So if you want those high bonuses, be quick. All right, let's now move on to the Discover It categories, that Amex and Citi transfer bonus to a certain airline, and the Capital One Venture X's new 5X category. But first, guys, you know that I recently built an investment property and it really cost a lot of money. And thus, to keep everything in order, I now really like to know exactly where my money is going and exactly how much money I have and how much I owe at all times. And that's why I've been using Rocket Money to track my finances and net worth. And yes, this is a sponsored section, but I do actually really use this product. They asked me to do a review video a few months ago, and ever since then, I've had the app on my phone and I found it super useful. Rocket Money links to all of your bank accounts, loans, and credit cards, so when you open up the app, you'll immediately see your spending and account balances and whether you are over or under your budget. Oh my goodness, I spent $11,000 this month. But if you click in, it takes you to the spending tab and you can then see exactly where you spent that money. I have $4,500 in spending in the cash and checks category, and that was for a $2,400 water filter system and a new section of patio for the hot tub at my investment property. So my actual regular spending on life, just living, was only about $6,500. And we look down here, you can see I am mostly within my budget that I've set for myself. Okay, dining and drinks was $29 over budget, but you know, that's not too bad, right? Another thing Rocket Money can do is show you all of your subscriptions to various things across all of your accounts that you may have forgotten about. And many of these subscriptions can be canceled right in the Rocket Money app in just a couple of taps. Let's face it, you were never gonna look up how to cancel that, were you? Some of them even purposefully make it hard for you, forcing you to call up and actually communicate like a human being. In addition to canceling subscriptions, Rocket Money can also negotiate on your behalf and get recurring bills lowered. Anyway, I find Rocket Money incredibly useful as an all-in-one finance app to track my spending, net worth, and credit score. It ensures I know where every penny is going and I'm not wasting money on things that I'd forgotten I was paying for. So do what I've done and take control of your finances by going to rocketmoney.com/Ben to get started. All right, let's now look at the new 5% categories on the Discover It card, which is a 5% rotating category cashback card. I recommend this as a good credit card for a lot of people if you have lived in the US your whole life. If you're a new immigrant, you might not be able to get it so easily, but for those people who've had no credit products before but have lived here their whole life, you should be able to get it as a first credit card. It offers you 5% cash back on $1,500 worth of spending in categories that change every quarter. And Discover announces these categories at the beginning of the month before the quarter starts. So for quarter 2 of 2024, we have gas stations, EV charging, home improvement stores, and public transit. It's a strong set of categories in my opinion. You have gas, EV, and transit, which covers people both living in cities, buying subway passes, Uber rides, etc., or people out in the countryside like me who drive everywhere and use a load of gas. If you drive an EV, I don't think you're really spending that much money on EV charging, all right? It's pretty cheap, so that probably wouldn't help you that much. Then you also often find that these cards do 5% at home improvement stores in the spring, since that is when people do a lot of home improvement projects. So that's a great category for the spring as well, if you are a homeowner. Now, if you don't have this card yet, in the first year, they do have a cashback match, and that is their version of a welcome bonus. So that 5% is actually matched and it becomes 10%. So if you max it out in your first year, each quarter you can earn up to $150 in cashback. And that would be $75 if you're a current card member and you're not in your first year, you don't have that cashback match thing. Still pretty good though. All right, let's now look at this Amex and Citi transfer bonus. So a few days ago, we showed you a bonus to Avianca, a Colombian airline from American Express, and it was a 15% bonus issued by the airline, not by Amex. So when you look at your Amex account, there isn't any bonus advertised, but the airline will actually add 150 extra miles to your account for every 1,000 Amex points you transfer over. Well, There is now another bonus out there issued by an airline, and that is a 10% bonus from Cathay Pacific. Now, this bonus actually applies to several banks, but the ones that will interest our US viewers are Amex and Citi, since Cathay is a transfer partner of both. And if you are thinking of flying to Hong Kong or anywhere in Asia but changing planes in Hong Kong, taking Cathay Pacific's famous first class is a great way to do it. And so this could be a good time to transfer miles over. Do make sure though that you understand the terms. You need to register for the deal, I'll put the link below, and the miles take up to 10 weeks to appear in your account. Now, in reality, it may be quicker, but just know that it could be that long. This deal ends on March 31st. Okay, now for our last story of the day, and that is a new 5x point earning category on the very popular Capital One Venture X card. That would be 5 points per dollar back, or 5 Capital One miles per dollar back on select entertainment purchases on the Capital One entertainment platform. Now, this is for things like concert tickets and sporting events. So if you were gonna go to the Super Bowl, for example, you could book your flight through Capital One Travel and get 5x, your hotel through Capital One Travel and get 10x, and your tickets for the Super Bowl through Capital One Entertainment and get 5 points per dollar back for them too. Now, that's just an example. Obviously, there are other factors like availability, etc. But, just an example of what you could do. Now, this bonus category does have an end date, and that is December 31st, 2025. You got 2 years to do it, but just be aware of that. Now, I know this is a little limiting since it's not entertainment in general, it's through the Capital One Entertainment portal. But remember, this card does also earn 2 miles per dollar on everything. It's a great catch-all card and a great card to pick up regardless. It gives the best value lounge access of any credit card on the US market. Just remember, with any credit card, you do need to keep your spending under control, and that's why I recommend Rocket Money to track all your spending and keep on budget so you never pay credit card interest. Check out the Rocket Money platform with my link below. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Leave your comments below about all of these deals. Which one's your favorite? We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.